All right, thanks. Yeah, my relationship with General Sabia is okay, it's good. We might not be talking regularly, but I don't have anything against him, and I don't think he have got anything also against me. And I don't just wake up and decide to take action against anybody. Only when there is something, I do take action. The matter of General Mkonazi of, what is that? I think it was Mpangeni Correctional Services and whatever. That matter, well, it was on the news and I called him. What's happening? He explained to me what happened. And I was satisfied with his explanation, the way he explained to me. I don't know whether you want me to rerun that. I can do. Yes, that the members that were working there had information or intelligence about selling of drugs at the Correctional Service Center, Kalakabush. They had information about a specific senior official that is selling drugs. And this senior official is staying in the complex of Kalakabusha, obviously at the residential quarters. And these members went there with this information. They searched the house of the official. They found nothing. And then outside, in the dustbin, they found some drugs. And then they took those drugs and then they arrested this official. And when this incident was reported to him, he asked how it happened. They explained. Then he said, apparently, no, register your case, but don't arrest, because we might face unnecessary civil claims here, but register your case. The reason being that at a residential complex, dustbins are used communally by everybody. I'm staying at an estate myself, and my dustbin, sometime when I open it to throw rubbish, I found foreign rubbish there. Obviously, it's my next door neighbor, and I've got no problem because whatever is outside belongs to all of us. So in this case, this senior official, they found the drugs on the dustbin on the outside, and they wanted to arrest. He says, don't arrest, register your case, investigate. If you end up linking this official, then you arrest. And the officials did that, but they were not satisfied. They felt General Mkonazi is protecting this official. And subsequently, they made an OB, they complained, I think, to IPID and everywhere. And when that issue of the OB started flying around of the incident, this thing happened during the last administration, during Minister Kaile's time. And that time already, then General Mkonazi phoned me and he explained to me how this thing happened. And I said, no, it's fine. I agree with you. Let them investigate. They will arrest later if they link up, because we can't say these drugs belong to this official. Indeed, they might truly be belonging to the official. It's possible. But to link it, it might not be easy. So rather investigate. If you took some DNA, go and compare. And if there is a link, then you can come back. But of course, remember your DNA also might be problematic because she also threw rubbish in that dustbin. So obviously, you will find her DNA there, but the dustbin is open for everybody. So then I was satisfied with the explanation and it was a case closed. Next administration, during Minister Mkunu's time, this thing resurfaces again for unknown reasons. Then that's when it was between him and Mogotsi, this thing started resurfacing again. And I paid also in the picture there and it went on. But at the end of the day, that's how this matter happened. So I didn't favor him. If there is a case, I would investigate. But here, there is nothing I can investigate. I must also say this very same case, when IPID was busy with it, it made my work difficult at some point. Because it's a case that is still pending. I won't go into the details. Where they would remember when there was a case of Olerato killed somewhere in Gauteng, and there were some arrests made in KZN. It took me a lot of energy to convince him not to detain somebody in that case, detain somebody and not the other person. And he was saying, but if I don't detain this one, IPD is going to charge me that I don't do my work. I says, hey, currently, there is no link, Baba, that link this person to the case. Don't. He said, but do you remember Mbangeni? I says, yeah, I remember. But don't take it from me. You can quote me. You don't. So made my work difficult in that regard. But however, that's how the matter was solved. General Msikidi, the matter of macro, yes, we saw it. She reported theft of a phone or whatever stored at macro. IPID investigated. IPID sent me a report that they think there is a case, and I appointed a investigator. The investigator done the investigation, and the investigator concluded that there is no case. There is conflicting statements, but there is just no case in terms of misconduct against Msikili. Yeah. There's nothing that I should do thereafter. And if I can venture into another one, which you didn't ask me to venture in, the issue of, I think, General Dumisani Kumalo and the other, can't remember whether there are 4 or 5, which were arrested by IDEC. That matter, we investigate. Remember, if members are involved in commission of crime, we get a report from the official that did that. And based on the report, we take the report and our disciplinary regulations, and you weigh whether is there a misconduct that has happened. And you independently, of course, investigate the misconduct. And the misconduct must then be proven in terms of the regulation that, yes, indeed, there is misconduct. Then we proceed. But if it can't make a misconduct, there's nothing I can do. I just have to close the file and say there's no misconduct. And if there is a criminal case pending, well, the criminal case, let it run its course. If the criminal case, it happens quite often, but if the criminal case end up finding the person guilty, then at that moment, you come back, you charge the person that you have found guilty, and you deal with the person accordingly. Thank you.
Did you attended some parties at Sabia's place, at his house?
Oh, yes, I did. I did.
How many?
I think 3 or 4 times I did attended party at his place, or not party, some it was lunches because he have got enough space. We would together, me and my senior colleagues, will club together, go there, sit and have a dinner sometime, whatever. Yes, I did.
And was Mr. Matlala and his wife also at these parties? Do you know?
Well, I didn't know him and the wife. I don't know. The first event I attended, I think, was after his appointment as a deputy. There was an event of a church service. I didn't attend. The second day, I think it was still a Thanksgiving, some sort in the evening, I attended. The only people I knew in that marquee was Major General Khan and Colonel Simelane of Crime Intelligence Soweto. That was the only people I knew. Everybody was strange. And me and the deputies, we even felt uncomfortable. And I think General Sabia picked it up that we are uncomfortable because we are among strangers. And he ended up taking us and he put us somewhere else. And we sat there alone. Yes. And other events were just alone, us and him. We will just sit and enjoy. sometime. I think once we had some guests, we went there with them. Yes. I didn't know him. He might have been there. Yes. If tomorrow he show you a photo that they have taken with me, I don't deny it. I won't deny it. I don't know him. But now I know him.
But we know that you, in June 2024, your signature would have been the last signature on the Mediclinic 24 contract. And you attended one of these parties in September of 2024. Can you recall being at that event at Sabia's place?
When was that?
September 2024.
September 2024.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you recall being at and there was also one in October 2024, which Lieutenant General Sentumile spoke about in her evidence.
Okay.
No, I'm just asking you, there's this big contract, so there's a service, it's about the service provider and procuring sponsorships from service providers, and we spoke about, does a conflict of interest arise in that, it's in that context. So now there's this party at Sabia's place. Here's a service provider with just having been awarded a huge tender.
Remember, I didn't know the man. I wouldn't know whether he's there or he's not there. Nobody told me that he's invited, and I wouldn't know whether I was there. Which party is it? If it's the party of the child or something, no, I wasn't there. But previously, yes, I did attend some.
Were you aware, were you told, were you asked, did you approve of the approach by Lieutenant General Sentumile to Mr. Matlala to sponsor or to provide a sponsorship of gifts?
Sponsorship and gifts are approved at various levels by commanders, and 100,000 or more get approved by the Divisional Commissioner Supply Chain. But below that is the immediate commander. So Sentumile gifts or sponsorship would be approved by General Sabia himself. But what we do, all those sponsorship, they get declared and they go to Divisional Commissioner Supply Chain. He first approve. The reason being that he is the best person can determine whether is there a conflict of interest with the sponsorship, yes or no. For example, if somebody that is or his tender is pending with us as subs, and they ask General Fani for a sponsorship, General Fani will not approve that. He will disapprove and he will indicate that here there is a conflict of interest. That's why they go to him as head of supply chain, because he's chairperson of the PAC. But other gifts, small, below 500, whatever, are approved by various commanders. But again, they check whether there is conflict of interest, yes or no. Service providers are not prohibited from gifts and or sponsoring. They are not prohibited. The only prohibition is if there is issues of contagious or there is the tender is still pending. But if somebody that is already providing service, they have event is sponsoring, they will always refer it to General Fani to determine if there is conflict, yes or no. But in this regard of General Sentumile, no, I didn't hear about it. But recently, after I became aware of it, I because I heard General Sabia got some fridge there. Or
Yes, he got a fridge.
yes. So I'm in the process to, because General Sabia's gift register is signed by me. So I asked for it. I haven't received it yet to check whether is it in there, yes or no.
Okay. So you're looking into that.
Yeah, no, I'm looking into that to check whether have we declared it, yes or no. Because I only became aware of it of late.
Mr. Mogotsi had alleged that you received money from Matlala arising from the tender that was awarded to him.
Well, I'll still have opportunity to maybe get that money from him. Probably he got it, he's with him. I would love to have it. He must give me that money.
You're going to ask him for the money?
Yeah,
Mogotsi.
I'm gonna ask Mogotsi to give. Maybe Mr. Matlala gave him to give me, then he didn't give me the money. But indeed, Honorable Chair, I didn't receive any money from Mr. Matlala, but I saw Mr. Mogotsi's allegation. I'll deal with it at some other forums.
He also alleges that that you and former Minister Cele, you planned or plotted to get rid of Minister Mkhunu and Lieutenant General Sabia.
Thanks, Honorable Chair. Mr. Mogotsi must give time, place, and venue where that meeting took place. Or if you have dates, our phones will be able to indicate when did we discuss that, because I hardly speak to General Cele for very same specific reasons that one, I have a new minister, I'm working with the new minister. We hardly speak. We hardly speak. So I don't know what he's talking about. He must back whatever allegations he's making. But I can guarantee this forum that there's nothing like that.
Now, there's been allegations that Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, Lieutenant General Kumalo, and Madondo, they do not have security clearance. And it's also referenced in the leaked IGI report. So can you perhaps just start off by telling us how does it work? Is it only senior management in SAPS that requires security clearance and vetting? Or to what level does it extend, up or down? And then how it works as briefly as possible.
Okay, thanks, Honorable Chair. As briefly as possible. As we speak,